You gonna be sitting up there?
Some,
You gonna be sitting up there?
absolutely. Driving me crazy. Of course, you can see up through that. Does she need to be sitting up there?
Well, I just find it interesting that the members of the court don't sit.
But I just figured since we was all sitting spread out that.
No, I said, I agree with it. I mean, I choose to sit.
Yeah, I chose for her to sit there. I mean, I just said, Don, you'll sit up here. Somebody's moving all this stuff back and forth. Do you want to sit up there? I don't care. Don, I'm gonna get you a second. I don't mind moving the table up there if that's what you want. I mean, yeah, I just thought since everybody said. Thank you. Y'all, you gonna do the blessing today? Oh. Yeah. Oh boy. Appreciate it. What else you do?
Heavenly Father, thank you for another beautiful day and for all the many blessings you give us. We pray that you will be with us tonight, that we can take time to spend the county and make the right decisions. Be with us always, help us to help each other all through this life. Pray for saints in heaven, I pray in Jesus' name.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll get started with minutes.
Motion to receive.
Second. Got a motion, got a second, all in favor? Aye. Treasurer's report.
As of August 2021, county general balance is $894,772.31. County road is $1,025,666.74. Funds under my control, $8,151,182.82. We have not received FEMA money this month. Sales tax for August was $154,792.98, up from prior year, same time, $8,864.78. For the year, the sales tax revenue is up by $96,076.98. Jail bond sales tax was $99,156.62.
Motion.
Got a motion?
Second.
Got a second, all in favor? Assessor's report.
As you can see, we have a lot more building permits than we did last month, for sure. We got $2,471,000 of building permits just this month, or last month in August. Got your new businesses added, but up in the building permits. I have some fun facts if you want to know something. We did, in August, we changed 867 assessments. That's just people, any kind of change, we did 867 of them. We opened 89 new accounts last month, and 51 of them were out of state. So, half of our newest people coming in out of state. Anyway, I just thought that was a fun fact. Any questions?
Motion to.
You got a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Collector's report?
Last month, we took in $386,884.82. In current, $13,681.37 in delinquent.
Motion.
Got a motion?
Second.
Got a second, all in favor? Any opposed? OWM report, but we didn't have anything, the state had them come up here and they got the scenario set up for next year on the, river rescue. That's all we got done. The 991 report.
For the month of August, we took in 821 calls, 576 were 911 calls, 245 were landline or radio calls. Calls are up, but it is summertime, so we do expect that with tourism going on. Biggest hurdle that we had for the month was some staffing issues. We had lost a couple. We picked up one. We had two. Both of my nighttime dispatchers were out with COVID at the same time. So we pulled one of my daytime dispatchers, moved her to nights. She covered all the night shift. But the other one covered all the day shift, and I worked in the middle to try to, make sure that they had what they needed and everything. So really impressed with those two. They really stood up, carried the load for us so that we could maintain keeping our doors open, answering phone calls 24/7. We have hired one. Like I said, she's already started working full time. I have another one that's coming on board 1 October that has some experience working in hospitals, emergency triage, emergency response, that sort of thing. So I'm looking forward to getting her on board. Other than that, that was probably the biggest hurdle for the month. Any questions?
Motion.
Got a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Grant report?
In August, we filed our very first report, and that was a little bit trying. There was a little bit of problem with the Treasury Department side of things, but we were able to get that filed and done, and our next one will be July the 22nd, or July the 21st of 2022. And we're continuing to get updates on what to do with that, on what we're allowed to do. Closing out some funds that we've already got, waiting to hear back if the clerk's automated, we'll get hers, and closed out the shelving. And then I had something about the sheriff's office needing to update their resolution to increase what we're asking for in the grant. We kind of had a little bit of a problem. Apparently, we're not the only one. We need to reapply or ask for an extension to get our equipment. And what we're asking for is about 50,000 more, but it may be that we don't need that full 50,000 extra. So we're just we just want to cover ourselves on that. I think that's it.
Motion.
You got a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Law enforcement report?
For the month of August, reports taken was 95, arrests 62. Inmate bookings for the month, we had 47 males, 15 females, total 62. Current jail count was at 69 males, 12 females, total inmate count was at 81. We still don't hold anybody in any other facilities. We have 40 DOC inmates, 34 of them being males. And there's a correction here since we submitted this report. One of our 309s went home, so we have 4 now instead of 5. Sex offender status registration updates, 13, total in the county 76. Collections from July on circuit was $13,719. Restitution from July, $1,825. $14,405 was from district. Service hours for report bailiff is 52 hours. It was up a little bit from the previous month. Total hours of transport services is 96 hours and 48 minutes. It's down a little bit from the previous month, which was 113.34. Total new warrants was 74, totaling 221,597.22. We bill DOC as of 8/31/2020, 2021, 21,548. For the month of August, we billed $1,200 and full shoals $50. Is there any questions on the reports for Metro, County, or detention?
Go ahead, Ms. Claudia.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks. Have we received, you know, if we, as both shows paid any of the bills that we have sent them?
It has not been mentioned to me that they're outstanding.
I think they paid one.
Take one.
I think so.
Same with the city of Flippin, do they pay regularly?
I think we may have gotten 2. I could look tomorrow and email you and let you know. And it would help me if I get a copy of what you bill, so when they send stuff on the chat,
Okay.
that way I,
To both?
yes,
Okay.
yes. Yeah, because, I know that when I was putting it on, it's, City of Bull Shoals, I can't remember, I believe they put it on there also, but that just it helps reconcile.
Send it to you tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Can I get a status report on that software now for your fine collections?
We are currently doing data entry. The software's been installed, everything program's up and running. We're just doing the data entry as much as we can.
Do you have an estimate at some point in time we could get a report, like we're getting the other reports?
As far as,
The financial reporting of the system. I understand that you'll be able to tell by a month how many fines were.
how to collect.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you.
All in favor? Any opposed? Library report. Fire board report. Road report. Y'all's got it in front of you. Water report. Solid waste report. Fire chief report.
Excuse me, if you have any questions on the report in front of you, please ask. Fire danger is increasing with the dry weather. See, we haven't had too many fires across the county, but if it stays dry, I expect that's going to increase, unfortunately. A lot of departments are having a lot of calls for, I guess you'd say related to COVID. Several fire departments do not have PPE to handle that. There are several that do. I know Bull Shoals, Flippin has had a lot of calls for lift assist and other things like that, which has really increased their workload. You've seen that on Bull Shoals, it's taken that up. They've just been inundated with some repeatedly calling them for assistance, which is really not their job, but they are, they've got a policy now to take care of some of that, but it has greatly increased and strained volunteer departments. Yes.
On these calls, lift assisting, I know we would get an individual that we locked out of their house late at night. At some point in time, we would call family services and turn that over to family services.
Yes.
Because sometimes as we get older, the only people we know is our fire. We don't know who calls about the fire department, but yet there's a more serious matter of a person's safety. It was in November, they're out walking around late at night. We just called family services, and that took care of that whole problem for us. Because I'm sure it's gonna be a problem.
You've got situations where some are just really abusing the system. And yes, there are those other agencies out there that can help with that.
One more question.
Yes.
Has anybody raised the issue of dialing 911 through a cell phone and reaching Taney County?
Personally, I haven't had an issue with that. There are situations where that does happen, I think.
Yeah,
We
it
had
happened to
brought
me.
it up at the chief's meeting for those in the northern part of the county.
What was interesting, I dialed 911 and got Taney County. I asked them to patch me to Baxter County 911. They said they couldn't. They could patch me to Marion County, and they did. But Marion County could not patch me to Baxter County. So we tried, Suzanne and I, after talking to her, we tried texting where I could text for help, and it worked through Marion County. Because I'm thinking on those regions that border the lake, a lot of our visitors they have cell phones. Half the time they don't have a signal, and half the time if they dial 911, they don't know who they're gonna get. I'm just wondering if some of the other fire departments have. It was the first time it ever happened to me.
Some of the chiefs have said in the northern part of the county it does occur.
But we've been instructing our customers, our residents, if you're calling cell phone, you better make sure. Over in Oakland, you tell them you want Baxter County 911, because you don't know what tower you're gonna get. I was wondering if it came up with your meeting.
It has come up.
Thank you.
Anything else? Okay.
Planning board report.
We had a meeting September the 2nd, but nothing further to report.
There's some guy called in wanting to subdivide up 50 acres the other day. We told him to give y'all a call.
I haven't heard anything about it. Look into it. I'll talk to Russell.
Budget and personnel.
Our personnel minutes are in the packet. Budgets are due tomorrow, and we start reviewing the budgets next Tuesday with our meetings in the annex.
Law Enforcement Committee.
No meeting this month.
Allowed. Solid Waste,
Just,
Procedures and Management. Old business.
Judge, we have an item tabled about the prosecuting attorney's budget.
Yeah, we got an ordinance on that.
Number 2.
Do we need to refresh that, Ms. Dawn? What the ordinance says?
Yes, that's the second one on your old business,
On new business or old business?
old business.
I guess I didn't have an issue.
You can have mine.
So that is
Okay, under old business, ordinance 2158, be it enacted by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an appropriation ordinance to refund a development permit that was paid for June 3rd, 2021. An ordinance to refund Doris Rassico, who paid for the development permit in the amount of $100 per receipt, 27,843. It was later determined that she was not moving to Marion County and requested her money back. Article 1, the county treasurer is hereby authorized to issue a refund check in the amount of $100. 1,000 to county general fund, $100 subtract. This ordinance herein is acted as an appropriation ordinance and therefore it is effective immediately.
Motion. Got a motion?
Second.
Got a second? All right. Go ahead.
I don't know if you need any input to it. I did some research, and in the past, people have gotten their refunds on it. They paid a permit, and for whatever reason, they decided not to bill. They got their money back. That's why I said, if we've been giving it to others, we're not talking $100 million. So,
I think the temporary was for a temporary pole for a camping trailer, so you wouldn't have to build anything. You just pull your trailer in and out. You can have electric there when you want it. You can come in and get it rehooked up or not hooked up on a temporary pole. That's what this is, a temporary pole. Go ahead, Ms. Claudia, I'm sorry.
I talked to the assessor yesterday on another matter, and I told her the problems I have with this is the fact that sometimes we give it back and sometimes we don't. So I think we need a ordinance that states what the policy is. And she spoke to me and said she didn't care one way or the other, but what we were told last month was it was your decision. And I think to keep things all equal and fair, we need it in black and white, who gets a refund and who doesn't. And I also suggested to her, which I had gotten from Chris, that the form that they fill out for the building permit say not refunded is the answer.
Go ahead, Ms. Tanya.
Yeah, I don't mind at all having no refunds, putting that on the paper, no refunds for whatever reason. You know, if you decide not to put it there, you know, whatever. The only thing I have an issue with is if it's our fault. If it's my office's fault, you know, I want to be able to give them their money back. And how I mean our fault is sometimes we'll get a building permit and for whatever reason, I have a girl in there who just doesn't look to see if it's in the city limits or in the county. And we've given building permits that were in the county or in the city limits, and we should have sent them to the city halls to get that building permit and didn't realize it until after the fact. And that's our fault. And so I don't know how, I mean, I don't mind not giving refunds for the normal, but I just feel somehow when it's our fault, I think I should be able to get that refund if it's our fault. I don't know how you write that or do it or, you know.
On the document, isn't that noted on the document? If they're city limits or not,
It's noted everywhere,
it's noted everywhere and a mistake was made?
yes. We've had a discussion and
Are you saying this was one of your faults? Or is this just there?
I don't know exactly which one this one is.
No, this one's not. This one's in Peel.
Well,
This one, I believe this one is she decided not to bill.
Yeah, see, that's not our fault, so
Okay,
I don't mind not giving that refund.
the fine wording on this is that funds are unrefundable.
Pardon me?
It says fine wording on this says the funds are unrefundable.
Yeah, for that one, I mean, that's fine, I mean, I'm good with that. I'll put that on my letters, you know, or my applications, non-refundable. But if it's my fault, I want to be able to refund it.
Last month, I vetoed the one that's in the city limits because you wouldn't hear to defend what it was, and the
Yeah.
treasurer said that she was giving back the money. That's not her decision. That was your decision. You need to have been here to talk about it. That's the reason I vetoed
Yeah, I
it.
mean, it's both of our decisions, I mean, she has to write the check. I'm
Yeah,
not
but it's
gonna
your,
get
it's
that,
your
yeah.
call to tell
Yeah,
us
so
that you're
that's what I'm
doing that.
saying,
Yeah, as long as,
That's the only reason.
if you got an ordinance and it's not there, I promise you I'll veto it every time. If you're not here to defend it,
That's
so.
fine.
Well, and before we both have our hands up.
Go ahead.
I just go back to what the judge just said to us. This lady was not planning on building. She was bringing in a camping trailer and all she was gonna put down was a cement slab. So I just,
And there's so many of those coming in, that that's a whole other issue and topic to talk about at another time, because I'm not on the agenda for that tonight. But all these campers coming in and just getting their electric pole for electric, and they're living in that camper, and their waste is going in a hole.
But
That's a whole other subject, but
to get a permit, they're supposed to have a well or a septic.
for me to give them a permit, I mean, yeah, I started.
That's what it takes to get temporary power. It takes a well or septic.
It takes, yes, it takes the
Yeah.
permit, but when you go, I don't go out there and check them when they're building.
We got a building permit to do that. We got a building that we're paying to go out there and check that. Whenever he goes out there to inspect it, he needs to say they got a well or septic, or they don't need to release the permit to get power.
Yeah.
That will
and that's-
eliminate that.
Yeah, for sure, so.
Go ahead.
I never do an ordinance for a refund until I talk to
Yeah,
Tanya. I talked to Tanya before I do anything.
We didn't know that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It needs to be in the verbiage.
Which is fine.
But,
See, I have to do it
Yeah.
because I want the money.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, it just went in the verbiage, so I didn't know who was requesting that money. Go ahead.
What the application says is the development permit shall be effective for 6 months from the date of payment to Marion County Treasurer. The permit is non-transferable. Abandonment of construction or installation for 6 months makes the permit null and void. So it says transferable,
You have
not
to break ground within that
non-refundable.
6 months or get a new one.
Yeah, I just think when Rick said it said non-refundable, but it says non-transferable.
Let's take a vote.
Yeah, non-transferable.
What's the motion? To vote, to accept the ordinance.
Are we ready to vote? Justice Scrima,
I don't know, based on all this discussion here, we're saying right now, the ordinance is not.
Yes or no?
Okay, I'll go yes.
I will know.
Justice Van Kuren,
Yes.
Justice White,
No.
Justice Underwood.
No.
Did he say no?
No.
Yeah, no.
Thank you. Justice Madden,
Yes.
Justice Shipman,
Yes.
Justice Brigham,
no,
Justice McCullough.
Yes.
Motion failed, or ordinance failed.
Oh, we got ordinance 2163 that's tabled also. Ms. Dawn, you'll refresh us on that one.
Ordinance, I'm sorry, what?
The next old business that we still got, I think it's ordinance
Being enacted
21.
by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance amending the annual operating budget and numbers and compensation ordinance 21-4 for the calendar year 2021 for Marion County, Arkansas. Whereas the Marion County Quorum Court desires to hire an attorney to solely represent its interests, therefore, Article 1, the comptroller is ordered to create new line item in the Quorum Court budget for exclusive legal services and amend and transfer appropriations for the personal services from the Deputy Prosecutor's Office as follows. $1,107, $3,009 legal services, Quorum Court, $12,000 add. $1,416, 2001 prosecuting attorney full-time, $8,200 subtract. 106 FICA matching, 628 subtract. 1,007 retirement matching, $1,257 subtract. 1,009 insurance, $1,915 subtract. Article 2, this ordinance is here enacted an appropriation ordinance and therefore is effective immediately.
Motion.
Got a motion?
Second.
Got a second.
I asked Mr. Etheridge a question between last quorum court and now. He hasn't responded. He's not, I don't believe that he will respond. I would like to go ahead and pass this ordinance and hire us an attorney who will represent us and who will try to reclaim some of the things that have been stolen from the county.
Sam not an attorney anymore?
And we'll know here in a little bit, but this is a whole different ballgame right here. I just can't figure out why we need an attorney that we have asked to recuse himself once, and we have found him incompetent once, and that's y'all. That's not me. So y'all do what you need to do. That's where I look at it. Go ahead.
I guess I'm kind of echoing what Justice Talon said. We asked on August the 19th for a ruling on lunch, two breaks and 30-minute lunch, or is it okay? And in the minutes from the personnel meeting, it says he is researching the issue, and we have yet to get a response to that as well. I mean, I have yet to get a response to that.
Go ahead.
Judge, that's my fault. I did get a response from David about that,
Okay,
and I will send it out. And what it says basically is that we don't have to give them any time at all. They don't have to have 15 minutes, or they don't have to have 30 minutes. We can open from 8 to 4 and be okay. We allowing them the extra 15 minutes for lunch and so forth in some offices. And we don't have to do any of that. We don't even have to allow for a lunch break.
well, I think we should discuss that at the next
I agree. Mhm.
personnel
Yeah.
meeting.
She was just telling you what David
Yeah,
told her.
Yeah.
I don't quite understand, but I don't think we need to, I can wait till next Tuesday.
Go ahead, tell him.
I was just gonna ask if he by chance contacted about whether we're gonna prosecute anybody that. or anything
None that
like
I know of.
I haven't got a response for that either.
Anybody else? Go ahead, Mike.
With this ordinance now, we're gonna hire an attorney for the Quorum Court? Is that what the thought is? Judge,
Yes, sir.
If we're going to hire somebody, should we do our due diligence and see what it's gonna cost us? I would like to know that. I don't think we're ready to vote on this.
I've talked to attorneys, they're willing to do it for the same money that we were paying Sam.
Rick, you talked to the attorney?
Do you have that in writing anywhere, or is this?
No, we don't even have any writing that says that Sam was ever our attorney.
What there?
All right, let's move on. Take a roll call, Don.
Justice Nichols,
No.
Justice Van Kuren,
Yes.
Justice White,
No.
Justice Underwood,
No.
Justice Madden,
No.
Justice Shipman,
No.
Justice Brigham,
Yes.
Justice McCullough,
No.
Justice Scrima.
Yes.
Motion failed.
Say it again.
Motion failed.
Go to new business.
Karen, was there gonna be someone here to talk about this?
There was supposed to be someone here from the Northwest Arkansas Economic Development, yes.
We had a public meeting last week and nobody showed up. Just a few that were gathered up, going down the hall. This is the last step, then they'll get their grant to pass this resolution.
No, there's several of them, okay. This will be Resolution 2021-7. A resolution establishing an anti-displacement plan for Marion County, Arkansas in compliance with the AEDC, Arkansas Economic Development Commission grant programs. Whereas Marion County understands its obligation in receiving funds under the Housing and Community Development Grant of 1974 to replace all low and moderate income LMI dwellings demolished or converted to another use as a direct result of work funded under the grant within 3 years of the commencement of demolition. And whereas Marion County shall provide relocation assistance to each LMI household displaced by such demolition or conversion. And whereas Marion County is in such cases provides the following: Section 1, the location and approximate number of dwelling units by size, number of bedrooms that will be demolished or converted as a direct result of the assisted activity. Section 2, the schedule for commencement and completion of the demolition or conversion. And Section 3, the location and approximate number of dwelling units by size that will be provided as replacements. Section 4, the funding source and a schedule for replacement. And Section 5, the basis for concluding that each replacement dwelling will remain an LMI dwelling unit for at least 10 years from initial occupancy. Therefore, be it resolved by Marion County that consistent with the goals and objectives of activities assisted under the Housing and Community Development Act of 1974, the county will make every effort to minimize the displacement of persons from homes.
You got a motion? I don't guess we're gonna get a second on this one. Do what?
This is what they need to do the grant
Not sure.
for.
Rick might not know. We're waiting on a second.
What's that?
Do you need a second?
Second.
I'll second it.
So we got a motion and a second. This here is just part of the grant to go to Texas. The resolution is. Yeah. All right. Anybody need to talk about this one?
What is it exactly? Is it, I mean, I read the ordinance, but what is it saying that they're gonna
What it is, Texas has put in for a grant to expand their plant and for equipment and stuff. And the grant is not costing the county anything. And we got to do all these here. This here dates back as far as you can go back on grants, this wording on these resolutions. And they got everything done. All they're waiting on is these resolutions to be passed. Then Texas can get the money. I think it's $200,000 to help them buy equipment and then expand to hire more employees. That's what this is.
So this is the wording, the grant, to get the grant is then that we have to match to.
We don't do any money. It costs the county absolutely nothing. Matter of fact, they're going to give us money for our audit after we get done. They will pay for us to have a federal audit and pay for it. All we are is the second person that they are. The North Arkansas will write the check to Marion County. We got 3 days to write a check, or 4 or 5, whenever they request it, to Texas boat. Then after that, they do all the paperwork and they keep up with the grant for 3 years. They do all the legwork. All we got to do is, this here is just a part of getting the grant for them.
Sounds like that they're gonna destroy low-income housing and then build new.
It's really got nothing to do with low-income houses or anything. That's why it is so bad. If people want to come to the public meeting, everybody will do that.
We've done this before.
Need a motion?
We never got a motion in a second.
Sounded like to me too.
We're waiting on a vote now.
So it's gonna create jobs for the county.
Yes. All it is having Texas boat get established and add more people.
Justice Van Kuren?
What's it when I don't want to vote? What's it?
Abstain.
I'll just abstain.
Justice White?
Yes.
Justice Underwood?
Yes.
Justice Madden?
Yes.
Justice Shipman?
Yes.
Justice Brigham?
Yes.
Justice McCullough?
Yes.
Justice Scrima?
Yes.
Justice Nichols?
Yes.
Thank you. This is Resolution 2021-8, a resolution authorizing Marion County to submit an AEDC Arkansas Economic Development Commission grant application to the state of Arkansas. Whereas Marion County is applying for grant funds through AEDC, and whereas the application process requires compliance with certain conditions, and whereas to meet conditions, Marion County has conducted a public meeting and has an active citizen participation plan / community development plan. And whereas under such plan, Marion County will receive and consider comments from the community in identifying and prioritizing community development and housing needs. Now therefore be it resolved that the Marion County Judge is hereby authorized to apply to the state of Arkansas for funds under ACEDP Economic Development Provisions to expend funds under the terms of any grant approved under the application.
Motion.
Got a motion?
Who? Thank you.
Second.
Did you second it, Rick?
Yes, sir.
Rick seconded it. And this here's the same thing that we went over. We probably got them all out of order. This here's probably should have went first, but it's all to do with Texas.
Justice White,
Yes.
Justice Underwood,
Yes.
Justice Madden,
Yes.
Justice Shipman,
Yes.
Justice Brigham,
Yes.
Justice McCullough,
Yes.
Justice Scrima,
Yes.
Justice Nichols,
Yes.
Justice Van Kuren.
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2021-9, resolution affirming Marion County's fair housing and equal opportunity policy. Whereas the United States Congress has declared that all U.S. citizens have the same right to inherit, purchase, lease, sell, hold, and convey real property, and whereas Congress has declared that fair and open housing is the law of the land, and whereas Congress has also declared that all citizens have an equal opportunity for employment, now therefore be it resolved by Marion County, and the county shall prohibit discrimination in public and private housing, in property ownership, and in employment opportunities. Be it further resolved that Marion County supports and shall promote open housing and equal opportunity employment.
Motion.
Got a motion?
Second.
Got a second? All these resolutions here, we just got to do it one time every 3 years, I think. And that's for any grant. We'll have to do every grant that we get like this, even if it's for us. So
2021-9, a resolution affirming Marion County's fair housing and equal opportunity policy. Whereas the United States Congress has declared that all citizens have the same right to inherit, purchase, lease, sell, hold, and convey real property. And whereas Congress has declared that fair and open housing is the law of the land. And whereas Congress has also declared that all citizens have an equal opportunity for employment. Now therefore be it resolved by Marion County that the county shall prohibit discrimination in public and private housing and in property ownership and employment opportunities. Be it further resolved that Marion County supports and shall promote open housing and equal opportunity employment. What did I just do? Why didn't somebody stop me?
Well, we wanted to hear it again.
Well, I appreciate that. Are we ready to vote then?
yeah, we're ready to vote.
Gosh.
Yeah, we done had a motion.
I apologize.
Yeah.
I apologize. Justice Underwood,
Yes.
Justice Madden,
Yes.
Justice Shipman,
Yes.
Justice Brigham, Justice McCullough,
Yes.
Justice Scrima,
Yes.
Justice Nichols,
Yes.
Justice Van Kuren,
Yes.
Justice White.
Yes.
Thank you. Sorry about that. This is ordinance 2021-10. I'll only read it once. Whereas Marion County, Arkansas is applying to the Arkansas Economic Development Commission for a grant of the Community Development Block Grant Program, and whereas Marion County recognizes the need for assistance administrating the anticipated funds in compliance with applicable federal, state, and local laws, and whereas Marion County has an existing relationship with the Northwest Arkansas Economic Development District and feels confident the NWAEDD will administer the above referenced project competently. Therefore, be it resolved that Marion County hereby authorizes the county judge to designate an NWAEDD the project administrator and enter into administrative services contract regarding the above referenced CDBG funds subject to award.
Motion.
Got a motion?
Second.
Got a second? Anybody talk about this one?
Justice Madden,
Yes.
Justice Shipman,
Yes.
Justice Brigham,
Yes.
Justice McCullough,
Yes.
Justice Scrima,
Yes.
Justice Nichols,
Yes.
Justice Van Kuren,
Yes.
Justice White,
Yes.
Justice Underwood.
Yes.
Thank you. One more. Resolution 2021-11, a resolution prohibiting the use of excessive force by law enforcement under Marion County's jurisdiction against individuals engaged in nonviolent civil rights demonstrations. Whereas Marion County is applying for an AEDC, Arkansas Economic Development Commission funding, and whereas the condition of the funding is that the county have a policy to comply with the relevant section of the Housing and Community Development Act of 1974 as amended. Now therefore be it resolved that Marion County shall ensure and enforce the following. Law enforcement under the county's jurisdiction shall not use excessive force against any individual engaged in nonviolent civil rights demonstrations, not physically bar the entrance or exit from a facility or location which is subject to a nonviolent civil rights demonstration, endeavor to protect the rights of all nonviolent demonstration participant persons located in the vicinity and persons owning property in the vicinity. Only permit the least amount of force necessary to achieve its lawful goals.
Motion.
You got a motion?
Second.
You got a second? Go ahead, Rick.
This one really bothers me. I don't know if the sheriff's ever had a violent episode, but I just don't like the idea of a bunch of people showing up and saying we're peaceful protesters, walk aside and then turn violent. I mean, they're saying a lot saying it, but I don't like voting on it. I don't know.
If number 2 is private property, then it says that the sheriff's office won't keep people from, as long as they're nonviolent, it won't keep them from entering it. If it's private property, I think sheriff's department should keep them from entering it. I mean, that's a right of the business owner to keep people out if they want it out. I'm not supporting that.
Yeah, you'll have a vote in a minute.
I got a question. In nonviolent, we were at a meeting last year that we had a whole bunch of people screaming and hollering in this room. And you can question, is that violent or nonviolent? Are they hitting somebody? No. But, our meetings are orderly. That certainly was not an orderly meeting.
But they all had guns and badges on. That's why we didn't say anything.
I'm not against somebody. I think someone has a right to speak, to come to our proceeding. I didn't like the fact that we had a bunch of people in here that we thought they had a right to scream and holler. I didn't appreciate that one bit.
This resolution,
As far as comment to Justice Scrimmers, what he just said. Well, that was the meeting I did not, wasn't able to attend, but it's the county judge being the overseer of the meetings. If he asks for somebody to be escorted out, we will escort them out.
this here has got the same, all it is trying to get the grant. We're gonna have to do this even on our grant, on our personal grants that we get from Marion County. We will have to do the same one to get the grant. On all the federal grants and stuff we fill out, if we fill out one, we're gonna have to fill this out to get the money.
Yeah.
All these resolutions go with the thing. It's gotta be filled out every 3 years.
Who wrote the resolution?
That's
I mean, I would vote for it, but I don't support number 2 the way that it's written. The way that
Arkansas Economic Development Commission is,
who wrote it?
Well, I think they got it.
but it comes from the state or federal government.
I'm wondering if there was just an error made in transferring what they had written to what we're writing here. Because I mean, if we vote that into law, then we're taking away the the ability of someone to remove somebody as long as they're not being violent from private property.
Resolutions aren't law.
Well, they're not law, so what are we doing then?
Just resolution.
Well, Chris, is there any way that if we pass this, that number 2 could keep the sheriff from removing somebody from private property?
No, so let me. See that.
I believe the trespass laws would come into effect.
Can I have a paper copy?
Oh, sorry.
Does the city require permits for demonstrations? Does anyone know?
I don't think so. I don't know.
See, because it talks about nonviolent civil rights demonstrations. And largely, we're talking about the city of Yellville, or possibly the city of Bull Shoals, which quite frankly doesn't concern Grant County.
I know, may I speak?
We'll wait till this gets off the table first. You know, we do one thing at a time. That way we won't get confused. Do we need to take a recess, Chris?
I think
Can you talk about, Justice Van Kuren, non-physically bar the entrance to or exit from a facility or location which is the subject of a nonviolent civil rights demonstration? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, it's not real clear what's going on there, but I would assume the rest of it's already illegal to like use excessive force. I thought that was against the law.
What number 2 actually says is, let's pick on our largest employer, Ranger Boats. And let's suppose they create, a union is created or not created, and there's a demonstration, okay? They can't do it. It doesn't say they can do it on the property, but we can't block them from demonstrating. I mean, they can walk around outside on the sidewalk or whatever, but it has nothing to do with private property. You cannot go on private property to do a demonstration. It's that simple. You can demonstrate all you want to on public property, but not private property. And when it talks about blocking the entrance and everything, neither side can block, neither the police nor demonstrators can block people going in and out.
Okay.
Go ahead, Miss Sandy.
I was just gonna say, with turkey trot, we do have to have a permit through the city. Music on the Square has to have a permit, things like that, a big crowd does, because the sheriff has to sign off on it. So through the city of Yellville, there is a permit they have to have.
And the reason I asked that question is, it says a lawful civil rights demonstration. And so if the city is going to require a permit for it, if they don't have one, it's unlawful. Depending on what the city's ordinance says, and I really don't know what the city ordinance says, but I'm sure it says that if there's any blocking of any of the city streets, you gotta have a permit.
Yeah, if we don't know, we don't need to assume. Not here.
I just want to clarify that that's what I was making sure, that I'm not taking away authority from the sheriff's department by voting for that.
None whatsoever.
Okay.
I mean, this is basically simple federal law.
All right, Ms. Dawn.
Justice,
Should we ask the sheriff his opinion on it, or?
No,
No?
let's vote on it. Go ahead.
Justice Chipman,
Yes.
Justice Brigham,
Yes.
Justice McCullough,
Yes.
Justice Scrima,
Yes.
Justice Nichols,
Yes.
Justice Van Kuren,
Yes.
Justice White,
Yes.
Justice Underwood,
Yes.
Justice Madden.
Yes.
Yeah. Really.
Okay, ready for new business or the rest of new business? Okay. Ordinance 21-80. Being enacted by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an appropriation ordinance to refund a development permit that was paid for April 29th, 2021. An ordinance to refund Dennis Neal, who paid for the development permit in the amount of $100 per receipt, $27,763. It was later determined he lives inside the city limits and the money is owed to Summit City Hall. Article 1, the county treasurer is hereby authorized to issue a refund check in the amount of $100. 1,000 county general fund, $100, $100 subtract. This ordinance herein is acted as appropriation ordinance and therefore is effective immediately.
Motion.
You got a motion? You got a second? Anybody need to talk about this one? Go ahead.
I understand that this money is really owed to the Summit, but when you look on his permit application, it says 3rd Street Yellow.
Yeah, that'd be the city limits, 3rd Street in the city.
Yellow. 3rd Street Yellow. So why wouldn't it say 3rd Street Summit if it's owed to Summit? I mean, to me, that's why it. Just asking. Because even the energy, the copy of the energy request.
Yeah.
Says 3rd Street Yellow. So why is it owed to Summit?
You are correct on that one. 324 West 3rd.
Can it be fixed? Does
Should it say
it
yellow?
need to go to Summit, or does it need to go to Yellville, the money?
I don't have no idea.
The money needs to go to Yellville? Okay,
I typed in Summit Viejo.
I make a motion to change it to Yellville.
I got a motion.
Second that.
I got a second.
Who seconded it?
Right, under with James.
All right.
James T. Wait a minute.
Thank you.
You get a motion to second
I
Yes.
did. Okay. This is on the motion to change it from,
Oh, I got one question before we vote.
sorry,
Can we double check the ordinance number? I heard you say 80.
it?
And 80 was done last time.
It was at 80 and it got passed and it got vetoed, and so I don't know what you can do. That was the one, right?
Yeah, it was.
then this will be 81. Because that one will be vetoed.
All right, we're ready to vote now, Ms. Dawn.
Okay, now this is on the motion to change it from Summit to Yellville. Okay. Justice Brigham,
Yes.
Justice McCullough,
Yes.
Justice Scrimmah,
Yes.
Justice Nichols,
Yes.
Justice Van Kuren,
Yes.
Justice White,
Yes.
Justice Underwood,
Yes.
Justice Madden,
Yes.
Justice Shipman.
Yes.
Okay. Now I have a motion to adopt.
Did you
Justice McCullough,
Yes.
Justice Scrimmah,
Yes.
Justice Nichols.
Yes.
Justice Van Kuren,
Yes.
Justice White.
Yes.
Justice Underwood,
Yes.
Justice Madden,
Yes.
Justice Shipman,
Yes.
Justice Brigham.
Yes.
Thank you. Ordinance 2182. Being enacted by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled an ordinance amending county employment policies and procedures manual with the authorizing and a donation of unused sick or vacation time for the benefit of employees who have exhausted all leave time. Whereas periodically, some Marion County employees, due to catastrophic illness or injury, exhaust all of their accrued leave time. And whereas other Marion County employees may want to offer their own unused accrued vacation or sick time for the benefit of the other employees. Now therefore be it resolved by the Marion County Quorum Court, Section 1, the catastrophic leave program attached hereto and incorporated herein by reference is hereby adopted as a supplement to the Marion County personnel policy. Section 2, no additional leave time other than the authorized by the attached policy shall be granted by the county to any employee under any circumstances. Section 3, failure to immediately implement this policy could result in a hardship to the county employees, and therefore an emergency is hereby declared to exist, and this policy shall take full force and effect immediately upon its passage.
Motion. Got a motion? Got a second? Mr. James. Anybody need to talk about this one? Yep. Go ahead, Ms. Claudia.
This was brought up at the last personnel budget meeting, and Carla, I think you said it was gonna cost the county some money. Have you decided how much that's gonna cost and where it's coming from?
No, it would come from the office, I should say yes, and correct me if I'm wrong, the money is already accounted for in the office's budget. Now, it will end up costing the county some money, but as far as how much, I cannot put I don't know, I can't honestly put a number on it. But all the years that people have carried over and maxed out their insurance and sick pay, in my mind, would equal out what is paid out. Because when I maxed out my vacation time and sick time, that money just stayed with the county until I used it. Am I saying that right?
It's only gonna cost the county what's already allocated to the people. It would cost the county would benefit if they just lost it. You know, at the end of the year when they rolled over, it would just disappear. But instead of disappearing, it's gonna be paid out.
Yeah, because I lost a lot of vacation time and sick time that I didn't get to use because it wasn't paid out. The county kept that money.
And that's on if anyone uses it.
How much have we got budgeted for sick leave in your office? How much you got budgeted for your sick leave?
It's all in the 2,088 hours, or is it 2,080 hours on our budget? For what?
I didn't know you could budget sick leave.
Well,
It's on your time sheet.
Yeah, but there's only so many hours that you work a year, so you can't budget more than that.
Sick leave isn't budgeted, hours are budgeted, you're just paying it for sick leave as opposed to their being there working.
Yeah, so there's.
Well,
There
money
is,
coming
there
out
is
of the
no
budget
line
that's already
item
there.
for sick leave.
I pulled up a timesheet today, random, one random timesheet. I'm gonna tell you what it has. This year, this is payrolls that I'm going down. Payroll number 1, 3 hours, 2, 8 hours. Then we skip 2, then 1 hour, then 24 hours. This is all sick leave. 2 hours, 8 hours, 3 hours, 9 hours, 3 hours, 20 hours, 5 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours, 27, 2, 5, 56, 1. That's payrolls. That employee uses sick leave every payday but 4 or 5. Who's managing that? Not the county.
Well, I would say it would go back on their supervisor or whoever handles payroll to keep track of that.
Well, we can keep track of it, but what good's it do if there's nothing done? Our personnel policy says after 2 days, we'll have a doctor's excuse, whatever we want to have. Right here's one that took off 6 days.
All I can speak is, Susie, she would question me when I had some medical issues in 2017 and 18. She was asking Ron on a regular basis, making sure my sick time and my vacation, because I had maxed out my sick time. She was right there and she even questioned me. She even pulled my time cards. So I would think if she could do it for me.
What is the consequences of an employee abusing sick leave right now? What's the consequences? Who's gonna hold them accountable?
I would think the official would be able to, should be the one to hold them accountable.
Show me a disciplinary action and I'll be on your side. You show me where some elected official has took action for people abusing their sick leave, and I'll be 100% on your side.
I obviously can't speak for other officials, but if I thought someone was taking too much time, I would definitely have a conversation with them.
It isn't sick leave, I know, I saw on timesheets, there is a running column of how much is accrued and how much is used. Is sick time one of them?
These time sheets here didn't say what day or anything. It just had it wrote over to the side. I took off 9 hours sick this day. It didn't show what day. It just showed 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours. It didn't show sick leave or anything. And over here it said 9 hours or 20 hours or 56 hours or whatever they wanted that day. But it's sort of, if we're asking to budget thousands and thousands of sick time hours and we can't even budget what we got for one employee. So that's where I stand. Go ahead, Mr.
I was just gonna say that example you got there might represent where a manager might need to look into some situations. But this ordinance has to do with the other employees in that department being able to donate their time for a catastrophic situation for an individual. Am I right?
As far as I know it is. Go ahead.
I think this is a wonderful thing that we can do for the employees of Marion County. Because when you've got some major illness and you're worried about money coming in. But I don't think we're there yet. And I'd like to address your comment on the fact that then the elected official needs to address whatever the issue is. We've been here way too many times and the elected official has not addressed any problems. We've got lots of issues. So saying that, it's not gonna happen. And I'm all for this, I just don't think I'm all for it tonight. Because I think there's too many things.
Go ahead, Tom.
I want to make a comment, and it almost sounds facetious, but I mean it with good intent here, is I've heard reports of people not even coming to work, but then being paid like they were here with it not counting against them at all. And I've heard that the report has been turned over to the sheriff and to the prosecutor. And it doesn't matter, and this is not against the sheriff at all, but it doesn't matter what the sheriff finds. You're not getting in trouble. I don't even know why we need the thing. Just take off when you want to. I mean, there's no consequence.
All right, Rick, go ahead.
I just want to bring up two things. One thing is the no cost to the county means that when the employee leaves, say in the treasurer's part, when there's only her and one person, while that person's out sick, they're paying that person, she can't replace that person. Because that person that's out sick is drawing wages from the county even though they're sick. So that's one. Second thing is, as of the end of April this year, if everybody got paid $15 an hour, we have right at $200,000 we owe in vacation pay and sick leave. Just those two. There's not a state law or federal law in the United States that says we have to pay for non-working hours, whether it's sick leave or vacation pay or anything else. I feel that something like this is really going outside the limits of what we should be doing. Our insurance policies and stuff like that are so much better than anybody else's. The county, I've been looking at Texas boats and their personnel policies. They're nothing like this. Nothing.
Go ahead, Mark.
I'm not gonna pay people for sick pay.
Hold up. We need to stay in order. Go ahead,
I'm gonna
Mark.
echo a little bit with Justice Brigham brought up that right now, it was last year at this time, we were sweating it out trying to get a budget together. And between the sheriff taking on state inmates and grants, we're in a good financial shape right now. Now, are we there where we want to be yet? Possibly not. I'm not going to support this tonight.
Anybody else? Go ahead, Chris.
We don't pay sick pay out when someone leaves employment due to.
No, not when someone terminates. However, when someone reaches their maximum of 240 hours, anything that they would otherwise accrue just goes away. This policy, it would be, the last I heard, those hours would automatically go into the bank, is that correct?
They signed up.
If they signed up for it.
If Rick discovered that only one county employee is at 240 hours.
Go ahead.
That was gonna be my question. How many hours are we assuming is gonna go into this bank?
Depending on if nobody donates, I think just 8 for that one employee who has 240 hours.
And this is catastrophic. So it's not like it's something that's every month or it's catastrophic. It's not gonna be used very often. I think I went around and asked people, and there was 3 people in the past 5 years that could possibly have even used it. Anyway.
Anybody else want to talk on this? Wait a second.
I just want to make a comment. I mean, this is, the ones that participate in this, the ones that can use it. And they can't use it until all their time's exhausted, correct?
Yes, they are exhausted,
Yeah.
everything.
Everything that they have earned, they have to exhaust before they can use that.
Sick,
After
time,
volleyball,
vacation,
all
everything.
that on their name. And that's basically what this is based off of, you know.
I'll be 100% for it if we don't follow the personnel policy, but we can't follow the personnel policy. If we follow the personnel policy, I'm 100% for it.
I agree. That's
If y'all want to
exactly
agree,
where
if y'all want to agree to that, and the sheriff wants to enforce it, and y'all want to enforce y'all's offices, I'm 100% for it.
I agree.
But whenever y'all want to do that, and y'all come to us, and we'll do it.
I agree, Judge. I think we need to get our ducks in a row the way that it's supposed to be before we start something new.
Yeah. Anybody else want to talk on this?
One question. I'm having a hard time, I don't know which policy that I don't enforce.
How do you, I just asked about the sick leave. What do you do about your sick leave? If somebody's off 2 days, what do you do? If somebody's off 2 days sick, what do you do?
Well, I had one off for a week and they brought me a doctor's excuse.
No, how about just regular day off? How about they just take off Thursday and Friday? What do you do if they call in sick?
I've never had any off 2 days or more without using vacation days.
But that you don't think you do. I mean, you know.
I know I've got-
I'm not interrogate them, but, I mean, I feel like.
But it goes back to the personnel policy is an ordinance that we passed and it's the law. It talks about comp time, when comp time can be used. It talks about how much comp time you can have. I mean, and none of that is enforced.
No, I don't have comp time, but I feel like I go according to with my people's days off, I mean.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
You know, we're talking about this is a great system. However, the one major flaw is, I think Justice Brigham brought it up. Right now, we have policies in place that are being mismanaged or abused. This one would be dramatic and would start costing the county. If we had a system that when people are off, they have a reason right now, people can be gone or not be there and no one knows about it. So I'm.
Right now, we got people that's on how many hours per pay period they get for sick. We got people that puts how many hours they get vacation for sick. We got some that carries 8 hours a month for sick.
Yeah.
Nobody is the same in the whole county.
I know this is, I'm beating a dead horse, but this is now September, which means the end of the year is coming up. Does anybody know how many comp hours you can carry over? So, I mean, they need to start getting burned off between now and the end of the year.
Let's vote, Ms. Dawn.
Okay. Justice Scrimmel?
No.
Justice Nichols?
No.
Justice Van Kuren?
No.
Justice White?
No.
Justice Underwood?
No.
Justice Madden?
No.
Justice Shipman,
No.
Justice Brigham,
No.
Justice McCullough.
No.
Thank you. Ordinance 2183, being enacted by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled. This ordinance will amend ordinance 21-4, budget and numbers and compensation for the calendar year 2021 for Marion County, Arkansas. Therefore, be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas. Whereas the Quorum Court has decided to use the prosecuting attorney's office as its legal counsel at no charge, the following change needs to be made to end the budget for the Quorum Court. Other services and charges, remove the line item 1,107, 3005, legal services, county attorney.
Motion.
Got a motion?
Second.
Got a second? Anybody need to talk about this one? Go ahead, Suzanne.
Once a particular line item has activity in a budget year, it cannot be deleted for that budget year. Audit has also suggested that you not remove it for the following year, just for comparative budget purposes, when you run the reporting. It can be deleted, but not in the year that there's already been activity.
So this ordinance really can't go in effect like it is. It'd have to be,
Not as it is, so.
Should we change the verbiage from remove to zero value?
now you can do that, I guess. I don't know. Ask Chris, he's our attorney.
Guess technically not yet, but the answer is real simple. I thought you were just going to take all the money out of that line item and put it back into general funds.
I don't know who wrote the ordinance, so whatever they had on their mind.
Because that solves the problem.
I don't know how you unappropriate and just put it back in the general fund. It could be transferred somewhere where it's needed in the general fund.
Who are the funds being paid to now?
This would be Sam's.
Actually,
Yeah, go ahead.
there's no contract with Sam and there's no, ordinance with Sam, and our legal people is a prosecuting attorney. So by rights, if there's money going out of that fund, should it be going to our legal and personnel? Chris?
No,
Why not?
because I'm a state employee.
Well, to your office.
But you can do that, you can transfer it tomorrow.
So if the money's gotta go out, there's no contract with Sam and we can't stop it, then get it to the right person or the right people.
Yeah, I'm 100% against it anyway, but you know, that's y'all's call. If y'all want to take the money away and we can't do it, you know, Sam,
Zero it out, it'd be better for me.
you got a motion here to zero it out.
Motion to zero it out.
Okay,
You
wait,
got a motion?
just a minute. Are we gonna rewrite the ordinance to reflect that?
Sure, I don't care. That'd be easy. You guys are smarter at this than I am.
Go ahead,
I have
Mike.
a question. I'm wanting to remove the line item 1000-107-3005. Is that what this is we're talking about?
Yes.
And if there's money been already appropriated into that, you can't remove that line item.
Correct.
You can't remove, once money's been, for budgeting, you gotta have that line item there. You can't just take if there's been no money appropriated or been spent, you can do it, but you can't if it's been spent, you can't delete that line item.
Yeah, that's what Miss Suzanne just addressed the court with.
It's gotta go somewhere.
Go ahead, Miss Suzanne.
Justice Grimmer, are you looking at the budget right now?
No, ma'am, I'm looking at the ordinance. I'm looking at the ordinance to say if you've got a line item in the budget and you've appropriated money in that budget and that line item, you can, if there's been no money spent, you can unappropriate it and put it somewhere else. You can't just delete the line item. If there's been expenditure on the budget, you
We've all,
can't do that.
we've all agreed to that, Mike, already. That's what she said. Yeah, we agreed to that one already. They're trying to figure out what they want to do now. Go ahead, Ms. Talon. I think Talon's first, Don.
I don't want to do anything with this because I think we're moving too fast on this. I mean, I've been up here for 3 years. Nothing's got done any other time. And this will be the first thing that actually is making a change. I don't even agree with what we're being told by David right now. When I read the law says if you don't have a contract or an ordinance, then the prosecutor represents you. Now they go and they ask the county associations and they come up with a different answer, but I don't know what they asked the county associations. They may have just went and said the Quorum Court has an attorney and the Association of Counties didn't ask any questions. I don't trust what's being told to us. I'm not ready to move on. I think we're messing up and I'd like to table it and think about it.
Okay, wait, I've already got a motion to zero it out.
And everybody gets
You
a
get a
second.
second?
No, it's not.
Then it's not a motion then.
Well, you had discussion before you actually had the second.
Is anybody going to second the motion to zero
I'll make
it
a
out?
What's the motion?
So that's been 10 minutes ago.
Move.
How long we're gonna wait for a second? I'm ready to make a new motion. I make a motion that we table this.
Rick, will you withdraw your motion?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Will you withdraw your motion?
Sure.
Does
Okay,
that mean
thank
that
you.
mine stands until I withdraw it?
Yours is next. Just
And
a
I
minute.
second it.
Okay,
I got a motion to table it and a second to table it.
Okay.
and Scrimmage seconded. Okay,
Sorry, be rude.
no, that's fine. I just needed to get it straight going on what that is. Okay. All right, Justice Nichols,
Yes.
Justice Van Kuren,
Yes.
Justice White,
No.
Justice Underwood,
Yes.
Justice Madden,
Yes.
Justice Shipman,
Yes.
Justice Brigham,
Yes.
Justice McCullough,
Yes.
Justice Scrimmage.
Yes.
Okay.
We got another problem here now. Are y'all wanting to pay Sam this coming month?
It's my opinion that that's what we've been doing for 20 years, we've been told, and we haven't made any changes, so I don't see why we wouldn't continue to do it.
Right.
But is he representing us?
He's representing elected officials right now because y'all didn't want to represent y'all. I mean, that's what he been doing. I mean, I've been communicating with him. I don't know if anybody else has or not, but I'm whatever y'all decide to do, y'all's got the money, not me. Go ahead, Laurie.
Well, is this line item, the line item 1,107-3005, is that under Quorum Court?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then why are we paying Sam to represent us when he's not representing us?
Go ahead.
The legal part that the prosecuting attorney hangs his hat on, as long as we're paying another attorney, then they take up the position of the county attorney and quorum court attorney. That's the legal catch they're hanging their hat on. If you've been following the CPM that we get monthly from Suzanne, you'll notice that every month it's $1,000 less. We're still paying Sam, even though he's not acting as a contract, as our lawyer.
Right, my
Period.
comment is,
And as
he's
long as
coming out of our budget.
As long as money, well, that's what I brought up from the very beginning, was coming out of ours, but as long as that money is going out, they have a right not to be our attorney. So again, if that money's going out, if it is, and it has been, we don't have a lawyer. Period. We don't have a prosecuting attorney because they can say no because that's the legal catch they've been hanging it on.
All right, let's, we got two more questions. Go ahead, Talon.
Okay, to answer Clyde's question, what I found out was back several months ago when I brought it to the personnel committee that I suggested that we terminated him. The Arkansas Association of Counties said that the quorum court only is a legislative body, that we have no hiring and firing authority. Therefore, the judge is the only person that could fire him. So far, we've not made any legislative decisions that would end him or not, and he only has to answer to the judge, who has told him on the behalf of the Quorum Court from his observations that we didn't want Sam, we wanted the prosecutors. But now we're in this boat where the prosecutors also aren't answering our questions. They're making up excuses. They're interpreting the law the way that they see fit. I don't know what question that they asked the Arkansas Association to come up with. They're not entitled for you to be their attorney if they have an attorney. Whichever way you ask that question could dictate what answer that they receive. I have no confidence, along with, I think, 7 of the 9 of the Quorum Court members that voted no confidence in David. Mine extends for him to be honest with me either. So,
Go ahead.
I'll let you go.
All right, we got a motion to take.
We've been discussing this issue for 3 years. And we've gone nowhere for 3 years regarding what's going on. We're in a new year of a new budget for next year. We can get all of our accounts set up then, 4 more months. If we've been paying the current attorney for 20 years. 4 more months is no big deal. We make sure when we do this next year's budget, that those line items are appropriate to where we want them to be, and that'll be the end of the story. That's what I would recommend. I mean, if we're paying Sam for another 4 months, big deal. We've been paying him for 20 with now we can, for this next year, we can have an ordinance that establishes who our attorney is and who the county attorney is. Like the gentleman asked about a contract. For some reason, for 20 years, we've had nothing. So I'm saying 4 more months and we could have this all resolved.
We got this table till next month. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
It's my understanding that every county in Etheridge's district uses Etheridge except Marion County. Why is Marion County so different that they can't use the prosecuting attorney? And I understand the county doesn't have to pay the prosecuting attorney, so whatever money you're paying out now looks to me like it's money wasted that you don't have to spend. And Marty said, we've had all kinds of money problems. Why are we spending money we don't have to?
Yep, that's also a false statement. Boone County's got their attorneys. Different counties have got their attorneys. Etheridge does Mountain Home, I think, and maybe Newton County, and he don't do them all. The other counties of Boone County, they got their own attorney, and I don't know why they hard slammed 20 years ago. I wasn't here 20 years ago. I don't know. I can't answer that question. All right, let's take a vote on tabling it or not tabling it or whatever we're going to do.
We've already voted.
We did?
Yes.
What are we talking about it for? Let's move
I don't
on.
know.
Yeah, move on.
Ordinance 2184 being enacted by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance to transfer funds between categories in the Election Commission budget. Article 1, whereas there's been more meetings than were budgeted for and a shortage in personnel services has been created. Therefore, $1,109, $3,031.02 computer support, $1,700 subtract, $1,109, $1,003 extra help per diem, $1,500 add, $1,109, $1,006 FICA matching, $200 add. Article 2, the ordinance here enacted is an appropriation ordinance and therefore is effective immediately.
Motion.
You have a motion?
Second.
You have a second? Anybody need to talk about this one?
Justice Van Kuren?
yes.
Justice White?
Yes.
Justice Underwood?
Yes.
Justice Madden?
Yes.
Justice Shipman?
Yes.
Justice Brigham?
Yes.
Justice McCullough?
Yes.
Justice Scrima?
Yes.
Justice Nichols?
Yes.
Thank you. Ordinance 85, being enacted by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance amending the overtime line item, whereas correcting line item, overtime line item 1,103, 1,005, paid in error, Article 1, the comptroller is hereby authorized to make the following reappropriations: 1,101, 1,001, 1436, subtract 1,105, 1,005, 1436, add. Article 2, this article is herein enacted an appropriation ordinance, therefore is effective immediately.
Motion.
Got a motion? Got a second? Anybody need to talk about this one?
Justice White,
Yes.
Justice Underwood,
Yes.
Justice Madden,
Yes.
Justice Shipman,
Yes.
Justice Brigham,
Yes.
Justice McCullough,
Yes.
Justice Scrima,
Yes.
Justice Nichols,
Yes.
Justice Van Kuren.
Yes.
Twenty-one 86. Being enacted by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance amending the annual operating budget and numbers of compensation to 2021 for the calendar year 2021 for Marion County, Arkansas. Whereas Marion County Judge and 911 Coordinator are requesting new applications to cover overtime paid to by certain E911 dispatchers while short-staffed, as well as additional anticipated overtime monies needed to adequately cover all shifts through year end. Article 1, the comptroller is hereby directed to appropriate $10,000 in unappropriated funds from Fund 3020 Marion County 911 into personal services as follows: 3020 501 1005 overtime $10,000 add. Article 2, this ordinance is herein enacted as an appropriation ordinance and therefore is effective immediately.
Motion.
Second.
Got a motion? Got a second? Anybody need to talk about this one?
Justice Underwood,
Yes.
Justice Madden,
Yes.
Justice Shipman,
Yes.
Justice Brigham,
Yes.
Justice McCullough,
Yes.
Justice Scrima,
Yes.
Justice Nichols,
Yes.
Justice Van Kuren,
Yes.
Justice White.
Yes.
Thank you. Twenty-one 87, being enacted by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance amending the annual operating budget and numbers and compensation ordinance 2021-4 for the calendar year 2021 for Marion County, Arkansas. Whereas the Marion County Judge's Office is requesting funds from the County Buildings Improvement Fund 3403 for the Marion County Judge is requesting funds from the County Buildings for asbestos abatement and new floor covering for the annex building. Whereas there are sufficient funds available in the County Building Improvement Fund for said transfer, therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Article 1, the Marion County Treasurer is hereby authorized to transfer $30,100 from the County Buildings Improvement Fund from 3403 to County General 1,000. Article 2, the Comptroller is here authorized to make the following appropriations for unappropriated money in the following amounts and funds: $30,100 and 1,000 County General Fund as follows: 3403 County Building Improvement Fund, $30,100, subtract 1,102, 120 annex, 1,300 special other services, $30,100 add. Article 3, this ordinance herein is acted as an appropriation ordinance and therefore is effective immediately.
Motion.
Got a motion?
Second.
Got a second? Anybody need to talk about this one? Go ahead.
Don Moffett, can you read the line item again? 3403-1,
What?
the office numbers, I heard 0102.
Oh, 120, I'm sorry.
120, okay.
I'm tired, I'm dyslexic.
One question that I didn't hear, am I doing a fund-to-fund transfer now? Okay, okay, because I didn't hear you say that for me to do it.
I think it's got the comptroller too. Do what? It does?
It has the treasurer in there too.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you say.
Yeah, it's got both of y'all on there.
Thank you.
Yep.
Justice Madden,
Yes.
Justice Shipman,
Yes.
Justice Brigham,
Yes.
Justice McCullough,
Yes.
Justice Scrimmon,
Yes.
Justice Nichols,
Yes.
Justice Van Kuren,
Yes.
Justice White,
Yes.
Justice Underwood.
Yes.
Thank you. Twenty 88 be it enacted by the Quorum Court of Marion County, State of Arkansas, an appropriation ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance amending the annual operating budget for the calendar year 2021 for Marion County, Arkansas. Whereas the funds are needed from county general to cover the cost of the rise of building permits. Funds for building permits have been paid by the taxpayer with a payment of $100 per permit and $75 going to the building inspector for $225 staying in county general. Article 1, comptroller is authorized to amend and transfer to the following line item in the fund in county general as follows: 1,000 county general, 3,500 subtract 1,110, 3,009 Marion County development permits, $3,500 add. Article 2, this ordinance here enacted as an appropriation ordinance and therefore is effective immediately. Yes.
Motion.
Yeah, motion.
Second.
Yeah, second. Anybody need to talk about that?
Yes.
Go ahead, Mr. Mark.
The way this is written, we're taking $3,500 from county general and putting it in Marion County development permits. People come in and buy the permits anyway. So how come we're funding it?
They said they paid it to the county general. You'll have to ask Tanya that. I'd like to.
They come in and pay it, and I budgeted for his budget. I only budgeted $4,700. And we're having way more building permits than that. So like this year, I'm sorry, I got to go on my throat. This year so far, we have 157 building permits. We've collected $21,100. I don't budget all that. So when I only budgeted $4,700 of it last year, for this year's budget.
Okay.
We went way over. I mean, we had $2 million last year or last month in building permits.
Thank you, Tanya.
Was it just go into the regular county general?
It does. As of right now, it does, yes.
Justice Shipman,
Yes.
Justice Brigham,
Yes.
Justice McCullough,
Yes.
Justice Scrimmon,
Yes.
Justice Nichols,
Yes.
Justice Van Kuren,
Yes.
Justice White,
Yes.
Justice Underwood,
Yes.
Justice Madden.
Yes.
Thank you.
Is that all the ordinances done?
That's all the ordinances. We have one more resolution and an appointment.
Yeah, I've got 2 court orders here I need to talk about also. You want to do yours first? You want me to do my court orders?
I'm sorry?
You want to do yours first? You want me to do these court orders?
Whichever way you want to do it, I don't care.
I got these court order, and what it is, we did an ordinance last month to move $35,000 to the sheriff for $30,000 for food, and we did $5,000 for medical. And we said we was going to take it out of Fund 3018 County General, and this court order is just straightened up that word. We're taking the $35,000 unappropriated money out of 3018 County Detention Facility Fund. All that's doing is just change the word from County General and put it on like it's supposed to be as a detention center. Last month, the ordinance read it was coming out of County General Fund, 3018 County General, but it should have said it's coming out of the County Detention Center. So we're doing a court order for that to save them all the paperwork and all that. Then we got another one here. We got all the new trucks and stuff, and we had all the money going to the they had the lights and sirens and stuff put on the trucks. We was a little bit short, we was $400 short, but the funds was there. But they had more funds in one account than we did the other, so we just moved $400 over to where we covered putting all the stuff on the lights and the sirens and stuff. So all the money was already there on the ordinance. All we done is just move $400 out of one because it had too much and put it in the other one line item before he could pay for his lights and sirens. If anybody's got problems with them 2 court orders, I'd do something different. I feel like that's the quickest thing to solve his problem before he get the bills paid or get the money moved over. You understand that, Sheriff?
Yes, sir.
So I'll get those signed and get those to Miss Donna in the morning. All right, Miss Donna.
Okay, resolution 2112, be it resolved by the Quorum Court of Marion County, Arkansas, State of Arkansas, a resolution entitled Arkansas State Police Highway Safety Office and E-Crash Project Grant. A resolution authorizing the county judge of Marion County to apply for a grant on behalf of the Marion County Sheriff's Department. Whereas the Marion County Quorum Court has determined that the Marion County Sheriff's Office meets eligibility requirements necessary to apply for a grant under the ASPHSO grant. And whereas the Marion County Sheriff's Office has presented plans to purchase equipment to outfit 14 patrol cars in order to participate in the eCrash eSite program. And whereas the Quorum Court of Marion County recognizes the need of the project, concurs its importance, and supports in its effort to proceed the Marion County Sheriff's Office same. And whereas the Marion County Sheriff's Office has furnished proof that they have approximately $10,230 in available funds to be applied to the project as a local match. Be it further resolved that the county judge of Marion County is hereby authorized to submit an application for a formal request to the ASP HSO for purposes of securing the Marion County Sheriff's Office with state grant funds in the amount of $102,300 to aid and assist in executing the proposed project described herein, and that the county judge, recorder, or treasurer of Marion County is hereby authorized to administer the grant funds for the same project.
You got a motion?
Second.
You got a second? Anybody talk about this one?
What are we buying?
It's not, we're not buying anything. It's a grant we put in for, and this here's just about everybody in the state has had issues with this, and it's just asking for more time and putting in for more money for the grant that we already got.
Is this in addition to the $50,000
Yeah.
that we asked for?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
really $150,000? So we're really gonna be doing 15,000?
Well, okay, our part for the county, our part would be like 10,230.
In addition to the 5,000 we
No,
appropriated?
just the 5, it's like, just double.
Have we figured out the ongoing costs, like for the hotspots and stuff?
I don't know,
And do we have budgeted that money?
I think he checked that, didn't he? He
The
checked the,
hotspots are gonna run for about $40 a month, whatever the taxes may be on that,
Times 14,
per unit, I'm sorry. per
times
unit.
14, right?
And then,
So do you have
I'm,
funding for that?
yes, out of my, radio and communications, but
I got a question. Is it for 14 vehicles?
yes.
Did we do that last?
What we did, and we had an issue, we were in the process of purchasing or ordering our equipment, and then we got notice that some other counties were having problems getting the equipment. They're getting delays, and so everybody was going over their time frame. So what they said is either ask for the extension or reapply, and you still are guaranteed what we've already applied for and said we're gonna get. But what we discovered is that we probably didn't get or ask for enough funds for all the equipment that was needed. We found out in other counties since we had applied that there might be some other equipment that we should have asked for.
So is this, is it the grant for only 102,000 or?
Yes, that's the total.
That,
And we have to do 10% of that.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
not 2 grants?
No. It's one, and if they say that we're not qualified to get, when we reapply, then we're guaranteed what we've already been told.
All right, thank you.
anybody else?
Justice Brigham,
Yes.
Justice McCullough,
Yes.
Justice Scrimmon,
Yes.
Justice Nichols,
Yes.
Justice Van Kuren,
Yes.
Justice White.
Yes.
Justice Underwood,
Yes.
Justice Madden,
Yes.
Justice Shipman.
Yes.
Thank you.
We just have to ratify Ms. Brewer to the probation board.
Yeah, I'm trying to find my paper on Miss Brewer. On my paper, I didn't have it on my book. But,
You can have mine, but you have to give it back.
all right, yeah. We got a appointee here, Ms. Burr, and it's selected by the Quorum Court to go on the Equalization Board. So, Ms. Burr, do you want to say anything, or is she here, or? You don't want to say anything?
Trying to stay awake.
Stay awake. Well, remember that. So, all in favor of Ms. Burr? Anybody opposed? Is that it? I got a motion. Got a second. All in favor?
Paper, stand up and go home.
I don't know if